Welcome to another episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate breaking of Joe's neck podcast. When my cord wrapped around his, like clotheslining him with his fucking headphone cord.
Well, technically it's your headphone cord, but I have to listen to it, make sure the sound is okay.
Oh, okay.
And we, of course, are a headphone breaking podcast, including the headphones that I swear to God I put in the trash, and they keep showing up.
I don't know why.
On the table here.
It's you know what, dude? I have a great story from like when I was a kid. There was this pen that my sister brought home, and it was like a fish pen. Right, so it had like fish scales. It was the ugliest fucking pen.
Fish scale.
Yeah, it was like
you said fish pen, I thought it was like the water's inside of the pen, and then there's like a little fish swimming around.
No, it was like a carved wooden thing, and it was like a fish,
like a rattlesnake belt,
kind of, yeah.
But as a pen.
Yeah, it was a pen, and it was the most horrifying looking thing ever. And I swear to God, my mom and I each threw that thing away like 3-4 times, and it still would fucking show up. And I'm like, oh my God,
hello.
My sisters are just like scavenging for the fish pen. And
where's my pen?
Put it in some random fucking place in the house. So these busted ass headphones are the new fucking fish pen for the podcast. So I don't know. I'm just gonna break them in half, and that way they'll stay.
Just do it. Oh, well, of course, the other one I think we still have around. The one that's actually broken in half is somewhere in this living room.
It is. You're right. It still exists.
Can we please throw away bad pencils and bad headphones? Please, God, throw them away. And bad cords, bad audio cables.
Yeah. You kept that one, and we're like, Cameron, where are you at? Like, oh shit. It's the one ripped cord that we... And it's not like we need the cord either, is the thing. We have like 4 extras. It's just...
We do, and they're nice.
They work.
They're not as long, but...
They're colorful, you know.
Yeah, they got a nice blue look to them. And
yeah. There's some orange ones in there.
I would call it Final Fantasy menu blue, in fact.
Yeah.
They're perfect for the show. Mine's black. That's lame.
Why didn't you pick a blue
Unless
one?
you're metal. Then the only color is black.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, there we go. Or chrome. Chrome's good, too.
Chrome and black, yeah.
Chrome and black. That's really... We should get rid of all other colors.
Yeah, it just needs to be monochrome.
Just chrome or black.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's fair, yeah. Or charcoal gray, which is basically black.
Yeah, basically.
So
it's like black mixed with a little bit of chrome. Oh, yeah, Caleb Craig's on the show today.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, the game that Caleb and I both bought day one and have both completed. Me a little more so, but, you know.
What does that mean?
He did more side stuff than I did.
Yeah, Caleb just beat the game, basically.
Well, I was planning on doing side stuff, but then he threatened my hog, so I just finished it.
Yeah, I compared Caleb to like a very overweight caribou the other day. I was like, with the hog status, like
there are definitely listeners who don't know what the hog status is.
Yeah, well, it's a thing where we compete to beat as many games as we can in a year on Nude Clan, and Caleb is the leader right now. But the problem is,
forever.
You can't just beat games and not spook him. He's like a big, dumb animal. Like, I get too close, and he catches that scent, and he just fucking bolts. Then he comes in the next week with, like, 5 games done.
Is it a dumb animal if it's bolting from you?
Well, it's
that deer, he's an idiot. He keeps running every time I try to kill him.
He has a sense of self-preservation.
Dumb deer.
Yeah. You know what the sad part is? Like, the last time I went hunting, I had my tag and my grandpa's tag. So I killed 2 deer, but I shot the first one with the first shot I shot. I like blew his shoulder off, like he just destroyed, right? And the second one, I missed him a couple times, and he was taking his time, like going up the hill. And then like right about as he was just about to go over the hill, I just popped him. So that deer is really stupid because he saw and heard his friend die right next to him, and then he just kind of moseyed his way on up. So I suppose Caleb is wiser than deer number 2. But,
you know... I still am kind of grossed out by hunting, and it's not because I'm against it at all. I fucking love meat. I love to eat meat. I know it came from just some innocent animal, but I still like the idea of you going, yeah, blew its shoulders off. I'm like, ooh, I really did not want to even think about that.
Well, I mean, it was more of a like shoulder heart area.
And I
it
realize
just,
it is a quicker, cleaner death than starving to death, which is the normal way that deer die in nature.
Or get eaten.
Or get eaten, but that's rare.
Viciously torn apart
than dying.
before death.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, it probably takes a lot longer for the
Oh, it
cougar to
does.
kill the deer than
It
the
does,
bullet.
yeah.
So it is kinder in a way, but it still makes me sick. And like the one video that really just like turned me off from hunting is I was at a scout camp thing. You were there too, I think. And we all went like shotgun shooting.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then
I
he
remember that 'cause
showed
I won that tournament.
He showed this video of this duck hunt where all these guys were just in this marsh and they were all hidden away, and it was like a fucking duck holocaust. It was terrible.
Oh, yeah,
all these
they-
guys came out and they were just like they were destroying the ducks. And there were tons of ducks
They got
and there
powdered.
was lots of death, dude. It was. And then it was from that moment on, I'm like, look, I've never been hunting. I'm never going hunting. This is it made me like physically ill seeing all the death. And so that I'm not against it. Once again, morally, not against it at all. If you're eating it for food, if it's not just for sport, like those fucking ducks were, I'm sure.
No, they eat ducks.
Then yeah, it's good because I'm gonna eat fucking meat anyway. You might as well like, if you kill it yourself, there's like a certain like connection with
Certain
nature,
pride,
that way,
yeah.
certain pride in it. I get that. Actual physical seeing that is disgusting to me. I just ugh.
the gross part is taking their guts
I
out.
can't do fish
be honest.
either. Like I've caught fish before, and I saw my dad like slice the fish down the middle. I was like, I'm done.
Oh, really?
I'm done.
Oh, man. A few years back, I went camping, and like that's what I ate for dinner.
The
a couple
only
nights,
things I
just
can
my own
kill
fish.
without like feeling horrible are bugs.
What about rodents?
Even rodents, man.
What if you like don't actually
We had
see
a trap
anything
and
left?
then, like saw the rodent and kind of
Oh, yeah.
squirm for a second.
What you
and
got to
was
do
like,
is shoot them with a gun that's way too big, and then they just like missed, and then you don't feel bad because it's like
maybe.
it's like a balloon.
You know,
popping,
it has
basically.
been like 10 years though, so maybe I could do it. Maybe we should go hunting.
I haven't gone for a long time, but I do like the idea of like getting my own meat and like having just like a shitload of steak just in my freezer.
You don't have enough freezer space.
I would need a
You
new
don't have
freezer.
enough
Yeah,
freezer space now.
I could get a freezer down in that crawl space. I bet. Just have like my my various meats down there that I hide away from the people.
You can keep one outside. You could just lock it up in your backyard.
Yeah, I've also thought like I would want to get a smoker so that I could make deer jerky because deer jerky is phenomenal.
It is, it really is.
Deer
phenomenal.
steak is not that phenomenal, but
I've never tried deer steak.
it's really gamey tasting. So I don't know.
Really, do they let you hunt buffalo in Antelope Island?
I think you can, but it's like a once in a lifetime hunt kind of a thing. So
The tag is really
it's hard to
rare?
get.
Okay.
Yeah. You can put in for it. They have like a weird lottery system for hunting. Like you can keep putting in for it each year, and like if you don't get it, they give you most of your money back.
Because buffalo meat
Is
tastes
awesome. Yeah,
If you've ever been up to like Wyoming, there's a few restaurants that serve buffalo meat stuff, like buffalo burger, and it's like, oof, it is
yeah.
good.
It's good, man. I've had jerky. It's fucking great. Like spicy buffalo jerky. Ooh, man. But what you do is you like put in for certain tags. So like I can put in for a bunch of different tags, and they keep a very small percentage of my money when I don't get it. But I also get like a point, is what they call it. And like your points add up, and you can use those points to like better your chances to get a tag in a certain zone. So you can keep like.
So it's a ridiculous gambling game.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, so like there is a way to get it, but it just might take 10 or 15 years.
There are some things though. I'm like, how do people hunt cougar and how do people hunt bear? Because I've never fucking seen a cougar or a bear out in the wild.
Cougars, you take dogs. You take like hound dogs, and they find them,
They
chase them
find
up a
that
tree.
way. Okay, that's interesting.
Sometimes they fight, and it's insane, but yeah,
That's crazy.
I know it is nuts. But I don't know about bear. I've never. Bear actually
They do
What
have
they
bear
do is
tags.
they-
I've seen them at the Sportsman's Warehouse. So
What you do for bear is you get a bunch of like sweets from the local bread store, and then you lure them in there, and then you just kill them shamelessly while they're fucking eating candy.
Oh, I thought you just got like a picnic basket and just
Yeah.
gotta put it out there.
Yeah, or some honey. That is how you do it, though. You coat everything in like sugar, and they just come to the site, and they get used to coming there, and then you kill them. So it's not really bear hunting. It's not something I'm interested in because it sounds like Like you're just catching them off guard, which is bullshit.
I know nothing about any of this, so this is interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see some deers with like a deer with like a big buck, with big antlers. I'm like, huh. He's made it. He survived the hunting season.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's a few years old usually, if they've got a bunch of different points on them.
Nice.
But the ones I killed were like a year and a half old, so killed children.
So do you think that the Final Fantasy?
Good about that?
No.
Do you think that someone can justify hunts in Final Fantasy, but then be against hunting in real life?
You're not
bringing
killing
it back
real
to
animals.
the show
Not killing
that
real
we're at.
animals, so it's
within the confines of the
Plus,
universe.
they're
though.
monsters that are killing and attacking people. At least in 12.
Most of the time, there are some where they just were negligent with their pets, and their pets got out of hand.
There is a few like that. Yeah,
So really, you're just cleaning up their mistake.
it's true.
But I mean, Yaizamat, it might be a Shadow of the Colossus situation where we're like
Killing an
spoilers.
innocent giant beast.
Yes, because we're told to save the life of another. So I mean, who knows?
Spoilers. Oh,
Yeah,
it's right at the beginning.
In case you've ever played that,
It's a wonderful game.
it is.
Yeah, there's a good like mysticism sort of. There's elements in it that seem like Final Fantasy is kind of they're related, in a sort of very distant way. But I love those. I love those games.
yeah, they're great. I need to play Colossus again, but
Did you ever play Ico, Joe?
A little bit, but Ico was the hard one for me to get into compared to
Oh, really?
Shadow and Last Guardian, which
Ico is better than Last Guardian.
which go screw yourself, because I was a bubbling brook at the end of that.
we know.
At the end of that freaking game, man.
We know.
Anyway, well, the Ultima Final Fantasy folks don't know
Oh,
because
yeah.
this isn't Nude Clan,
Well,
Craig,
then
and
listen to Nude
1/3
Clan.
of the people who listen to this show listen to Nude Clan.
We'll
Yeah.
Listen to Nude Clan. It's great.
So
Great show.
anyway, we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy XII, Zodiac Age, PS4. Of course, it came out in July. I think I beat it a few months after it came out. I was kind of busy, but I'll talk about the new features, which version we recommend playing, because there is an easier version. We're going to get into that. At least I think the original is easier. But
Yeah, it is.
there is a certain charm to the new job system and everything that entails that, I'm excited to get into this mini review, because it's still pretty much the same game, other than a couple changes, a couple quality of life times 4 speed kind of deals.
So this is our sequel to the what we know about Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age.
pretty much, yeah. Now it's what we think about Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac
Okay.
Age.
Well, it says we, but it's really the Caleb's.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm just going to sit here and
Nod.
try to get you guys off topic as much as possible.
Yeah. You're doing pretty well so far.
I know.
yeah.
I'm doing fantastic.
Great job.
Now, real quick, let's do some plugs. You can go to facebook.com/Ultima Final Fantasy. Talk to us on there. You can go to twitch.tv/Ultima Final Fantasy. See us do the episodes live. Our current schedule that we're going to try to stick to, assuming Schweiss does not pick up Caleb Craig in the middle of the time that we have allotted for the show. I'm just kidding. Actually, today he was on time, technically.
Yeah.
That time is 11 a.m. Sunday, Utah time. So Mountain Standard Time, I believe, is what it is right now.
Yeah.
So you can see us do the shows live there. You can see me streaming Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. And you could have seen Schweiss beat Final Fantasy Tactics OG version.
Yeah.
And
Not a very long
now
game.
everybody's going to be waiting on me for 3 weeks.
What was your time in that?
Dude, it was like 26 hours.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was way fast.
You got to do that side stuff, man.
I will. I'm going to do it when it gets kind of down to the wire for
My
Joe.
time in War of the Lions was 60 hours, and I did
Jeez.
like every side thing.
So far, my time in War of the Lions has been 6 hours and something.
Is that counting all of death time or just
Nope,
save file?
that's save
Okay.
file time. Death time, probably around 10 hours.
Yeah, we got to jump into that after we do finish the plugs or progress.
Yeah.
I can't believe you already beat it, Craig. You already beat it? This run through? Mm-hmm. Dude, fuck you. Anyway.
Wait, you just beat Tactics earlier?
Yeah.
How did I not remember that? I'm sure it's on that fucking hog list.
No, it's
that's in
going to
front of
be.
us.
Is the problem.
It's gonna be.
Oh, you bastard! Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You could tweet me at Joseph DeGollier.
Me, Obsidian Bob.
You're not a host. Get the fuck out of
Me
here.
at UFF Podcast.
I am.
There are a bunch of different ways to support the show. We have a Patreon. We're going to be printing out. We got to get a season 3 bumper sticker ready to go. I think
We never had a season 2 bumper sticker,
we
but
didn't, but I kind of want season 3s to be one.
okay, yeah.
We'll look at that.
We'll redo the bumper stickers.
Yeah, I
don't
think
mind
so.
that.
And then also, you can support us there. We got some great reward tiers, get some cool shit. We have like one bonus episode. Hopefully, we'll have more eventually.
How many people do we owe Patreon episodes to?
A few, more than a few. I need to get with a few people and schedule some more of those. It's been a little while since we had them, but those are awesome episodes. Those are a lot of fun for us, so that's one of the tiers. You only have to donate once to get the reward for it, and I might be a little behind on a couple of them, but you still get it regardless because, obviously...
Assuming you're willing to schedule it with us.
Yeah, if you're willing to deal with our scheduling.
Yeah, you can go through the Amazon link as well. And whatever you order there, we get a little kickback from.
Yeah. Amazon, speaking of Amazon, you got if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch Prime account, and you can subscribe to our Twitch channel to support us as streamers as well as podcasters. And we get I think it's like $2.50 $2.49 a sub. So we get like half, and Twitch gets half. But if you have Amazon Prime, you get that for free. So use it on somebody.
That's
it's
right.
Awesome.
Speaking of Amazon Prime, I think Emmanuel's song is going to be making it on there in by next summer.
Oh, really?
So for people who were like, oh, I want to see the short film, it'll be on there.
So they rent it, or
It'll be free on Amazon Prime.
Oh, it'll be free.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great way to go about it.
Sent a lot of people that were connected through the things that we're putting out our stuff on. They sent messages to the short film people and were like, hey, you want to be on Amazon Prime? And we probably will be.
That's cool.
We'll
yeah.
probably self-distribute that way.
It'll get it out there for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
Now
right.
everybody can watch it without having to help.
Not now, but
Well, yeah,
in the future.
Then now.
Everybody can watch it. We're still waiting on a few film festivals to get back to us, and then we're probably going to submit to a few more, and then we'll just put it out there.
Nice.
And hopefully I can get some more support on the next movie. I'm just... We'll see. We'll see what happens there. We also have a couple other shows. Nude Clan, which is our primo show. It's all video games and nasty humor for 2 hours a week.
It's great.
And that's nudeclan.net. You can check that out. It's on iTunes, all that other stuff. Godzilla Podcast. It's on hiatus for the next month and a half, but I am going to Drew's house tonight to watch Gorath, so that we can do a commentary on it in a few weeks.
Gorath, huh?
That's right, Gorath. We're in the between time on the Godzilla movies. So we did the Showa era, which are the early Godzilla movies through the 70s, from the first one to 1974 or something like that. And then we're doing all the other Toho kaiju movies that happened during that time. We're doing that right now, and there's 7 of them that aren't Godzilla movies. So we're enjoying some non-Godzilla kaiju movies and seeing how they treat that genre without Godzilla in it.
Yeah, see
which is
the
really
influence that or the filmmaking without the main guy.
Yep. And then, even with the main guy, Ishiro Honda did a bunch
Well, no,
of
I mean
those.
without Godzilla.
Oh,
'Cause I feel like Godzilla kind of makes them campy after a little while. So I wonder if those other films feel more like the first Godzilla. Because
Some
they
of
don't
them
have
do. Rodan really does.
because they don't have a freaking mascot.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more serious. But then the other ones are just as
Oh, really?
hokey and crazy.
They're doing karate with their tails.
Nothing like that. Just because of the type of creatures so far.
Okay.
I mean, we've only watched 2 of them or 3 of them by now.
Get some Jet Jaguar action.
Jet Jaguar is only in Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
So shut the fuck up, Caleb. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's true,
He
I
said
don't.
nicely.
I don't think that was nice.
We also have some archives of Super Sexy Swinging Fan Fiction, Getting Fat with Caleb and Joe, and then last but not least, although probably least, the Puff Puff Hour,
yeah,
a Dragon
new
Quest
new
podcast,
edition right there. Yeah.
which you guys can check out on iTunes. So just just search Puff Puff. It won't be very high up on the search just because it hasn't been in iTunes very long.
It just barely got released like
Puff
2 days
Puff
ago.
Hour, a Dragon Quest podcast.
Yep.
So please, guys, go check that out. That has our Craigie boy, Craigert, the Craig monster on there. That's nickname. It's not going to stick. We got to find some other ones. And Jake from Super Sexy, and Dylan, who has made a couple of appearances on Nude Clan, and who we have bitched about many, many times on other shows.
It's true.
So
Even this one.
Don't tell Dylan that. I don't want him going through the archives and seeing because
I think he already knows.
Because people didn't think he was ever going to listen to those shows. They said things about him that maybe they regret saying live and recording and then putting out. So, anyway, you can go check those things out. Where are you in Final Fantasy Tactics, Craig?
I'm done with Final Fantasy Tactics.
So you did everything in the game, huh?
Yeah. I'm still working on getting the Dark Knight class, though. Because it's fucking ridiculous to get.
Yeah, well, is that one in OG?
No, that one's in War of the Lions.
Oh, so
they added 2 new classes in War of the Lions: the Onion Knight and the Dark Knight class.
Oh, is Onion Knight ridiculous?
No, but it's basically like the Squire, and you just use all the weapons and stuff.
Oh, okay, so it is pretty good. But
yeah, it's basically combining the Chemist class and the Squire class. Is what it is.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, did you like it? I mean, was this playthrough good to you?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
it's fantastic.
Did you like that slowdown? I mean, how many hours do you think that added to your play?
Dude, honestly, that slowdown isn't really that bad.
If no one had pointed it out, I would have never noticed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
it's only 2 seconds.
It
that
is
it adds.
slowing. But it's slowing on kind of an epic-looking animation. I saw someone put a comment in either the forums or somewhere saying I thought it was cool because it made the spells really epic-looking because it's slow-mo.
It's slow-mo is
It's just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not choppy or anything. It doesn't seem like it's lagging, but I guess it is.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's lag in games where you're fucking move, and you're trying to move your guy.
Honestly,
and it's
I think
choppy.
you'd like it because it brings focus to the flare, just slamming a dude.
The magic, it just makes it look more epic. But what it has made me do is go, well, I'll probably save it half an hour of my time by not having any mages in my party.
Yeah.
Half an hour of my time over my entire.
Did you use mages, Caleb?
Yeah, I always have a black mage.
I didn't. I mean, I did for a lot of the game, but at the end, I was
I'm going to ask you about mages in a second.
I was no need. I have mages of sorts.
Yeah.
People who have sword abilities that come out of the ground.
Yeah, the fucking gods. You
Yes.
mean?
Literally for one of them, yes.
Gods.
I too am done with Final Fantasy Tactics. I finished it up on Tuesday night. I honestly, I thought there was more to it because I got to the final fight and I was like, oh shit. Because I've been looking at this guide from Caves of Narsh. And I used guides mostly in Final Fantasy to just give me an idea of where I'm at in the game.
Mostly.
And I forget that Caves does
And to
this
tell
thing.
them exactly what to do and where to go.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they do, but it's only if you followed their direction. And they mentioned calculators, and I'm not taking the time for that.
Oh yeah, the calculator dudes. Yeah,
but the thing is they separate the battles. The final fight is a 2-part fight, and they had it separated into 2 sections. But really, it's all one battle because you can't go into the menu or anything before the second fight. So I thought I had one more epic fight to go, and then I beat the final boss, and it's the game is complete. I was like, oh well, shit. I guess that's it then. Jeez. All right, we're done. So yeah, I finished it. I read the Germanic scriptures on stream. That was kind of cool. Learned a little bit more about a certain character. And I need to go back. I have a save file that's about 6 hours earlier on, and I'm going to use that one to go grab everybody, grab the optional characters just to see how that plays out.
there's quite a few side quests that pan out for a few missions, so it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I still don't quite understand the side quest thing. All I know is that you send people out on them.
Oh, that's not really a side quest thing. That's
Okay,
like
so a side quest is a real quest.
Yeah,
then.
it's like
Okay.
an actual. It has its own little storyline.
That's why I was like, if these are the ones, I don't think I want to do these because all I'm doing is sending people out.
No,
to
it's like actual side quests, like in other games. Those things are just like little training things for your guys.
Oh, okay. Well, it's funny because like somebody on the stream was like, "Oh, go pick up your dudes," and I went into the menu and I looked at their level and they were like level 7, and I'm like,
Yeah, it gives them XP
I'm
and
just
it brings
gonna
you
leave
like
'em.
gold and stuff just by doing those.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna go back to town to pick them up. They're
I
useless
never did
now.
those in this playthrough. I was just like, no need.
Yeah, it's weird because you just get rid of a bunch of units from your party and send them off to do this random quest. And I was like, these aren't fun per se. I mean,
Well,
just,
it's mostly to keep them like leveled a little bit, and then it also brings you items and.
so it's kind of the replacement for FF7's half XP for people not in your party. Except for you have to send
in a
them
way,
out.
but it's also like you played the little Brave Exvius game, right?
Yeah, a bit of it.
You know how they have the little missions where you can send your guys on there and it gives them XP, and then you bring them back and they give you items.
I don't think I ever did those.
Oh, well, that's basically what it is. It's just a little thing that gives you more items and more gil for between fights and things.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
end game stuff.
we do know. Okay, I have started Final Fantasy Tactics. I started it this week.
Congratulations.
Last week. Sorry, and no,
It was last
no,
week.
I
We
didn't
just weren't
start
here.
last week. I didn't start last week. I did Metal Gear Solid solidly because I needed to get that fucking or that darn. Trying not to say the F word as much, but now it's just an absolute failure today.
Fuck, I mean, darn.
I'm trying to get that darn that darn thing that lets you stream the PSP onto the Twitch, and in order to get that, I had to come down here. So there was a 3-week delay on Tactics on my part. But
You forgot it
with the
twice?
exception of last night, because I had a shoe emergency last night.
Shoe
I
emergency?
played Tactics solidly this week. So, and I will continue to do that. So if you want to see me play Tactics, once again, twitch.tv/Ultimate Final Fantasy. I should be on there between the hours of like 4 and 7. Just keep your alerts on, people. And that's how you know that I'll be on there. I get my alerts for Nuke Clan. It pops up on my phone all the time. And then I'm like, fuck, it's darn. I can't watch that right now because I'm at work. but I will see it at some point. I did not understand Tactics until Thursday. I did not. It was the solid 8 hours of play, which of course only 6 is accounted for. 8 hours of play of trying this game and like trying to get the abilities that you told me to level up.
Mm-hmm.
Auto potion and focus
And JP boost.
and JP boost. Getting those 3 things and not having any other experience leveling was brutal. And this game, I can understand people watching it streamed. I try to watch Schweiss stream this game. It's a game that you will not understand until you actually play it.
I don't know
You
about
can't
that.
look at it visually and be like, I know what's going on. You can't. I
you go-
tried so hard to understand what the hell was going on with this game when I was watching Schweiss play. I'm like, what is he doing? And then I got into the game, and it's not any easier until you've like had good experience. So it's not as bad as FF11's learning curve, just understanding the battle system. FF11's learning curve is a good solid day of playtime before you understand really what's going on with the battle and how other people's kind of work within that. This one, it's really complex and the menu is not very friendly.
The menu is very friendly.
The menu is not friendly. If you've never played it before, that menu is not friendly. The menu is like, what? That's what the menu is.
What are you talking about?
It's horrible. That's what I'm saying, man. It is that confusing. It is as confusing as the syntax on my sentences.
It's more confusing that you don't understand it. That's the confusing bit.
Here's how I would say. It's like FF1. Or it's like FF3, but it's on a grid and it's weird. It's so weird. You gotta. I've never played a game like this at all.
That was my first game too, and I understand it very well.
No, you understand it, yes, and I understand it now. But I was lost for 6 hours of play, where I was like, okay, like there was a moment when I finally got a mage in my party, and Schweiss was watching the stream. And I like clicked on my guy, and like suddenly, like everybody was getting hit with this one spell, and I'm like, "What is going on?"
You didn't understand the targeting,
but the targeting, it's not like a normal game where it'll show you the targeting before you select. You have to select first, and then you see the target line, and then you can back out of there and remove. That was bizarre. So there's just a bunch of little things like that are just crazy. So if you don't understand tactics, believe me, I'm with you.
Did you watch the tutorials? It's a question from school.
No.
Okay.
Do I ever do tutorials in games?
You asked about tutorials, and I told you exactly where they were. So that's kind of on you. A little bit.
Oh, for not doing tutorials?
Yeah, for not learning. You didn't understand for 6 hours. Like, that's
tutorials.
A problem, Joe.
Games should be...
6 hours.
Joe, did you understand the game instantly when you played it the first time?
Organically introduce you to the battle system. Like every other god darn game on this planet, or any good one, they introduce you slowly to the complex system that is the game. This game is not a simple system right off the bat. It feels like a simple system now that I understand it.
It feels like
getting
a simple
into
system,
it,
but
it
it's
is not a
depth.
system.
But okay,
System.
so I don't understand how you can't just
system
like be
of a doubt.
dropped into the game and understand that you need to move towards an enemy and then attack them. I don't understand how you don't.
I will say that the job system did confuse me the first time I played. The
job system, the fact that you have to buy abilities before you go into battle, game does not tell you that at all. So you start with a white mage that has no abilities. What? Not even a cure one. You have to go into the menu first. My God, if you make that mistake of just moving one little block on the main menu.
I told you before you even started.
No,
man.
you told me. The game did not. The game did not tell me.
If you look at the tutorials,
it's infuriating, dude. I lost so many hours dying in that game just because of, frankly, not understanding the game.
I would forget that sometimes too. Like when I was doing post game, I would.
What do I feel about tutorial? Do you like tutorials?
If I don't understand a game for 6 hours, then yeah, I think I'd take a peek.
You'd think you'd pick a peek?
Yeah, I think I'd take a peek.
Would you pick a peek?
I probably would, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that I definitely didn't understand how to play the game, but I got the game's basic mechanics, like how to attack, how to do items.
Here's what...
The percentages on like whether or not I'm going to hit, I saw that immediately.
Here's what's infuriating, and you are part of this now.
I'm part of this.
I will be playing this on Twitch, and people are like, why don't you do the meh? And I'm like, I had to say in the middle of the stream, like, guys, think back. I need you to think back for a second when you didn't know anything about this game. Nothing. When you were a beautiful blank slate, what was the feeling when you got to this part?
Immediate understanding.
Oh, what are you, a god?
Yes.
You definitely got a godlike Buddha-ish figure. I will commend you on that. But even just remembering your first experience in Final Fantasy as a whole, just the menu system, like never seeing a menu system RPG game, what was your thought back then?
Oh, I had no idea what was going on.
Just remember that.
With
just
7.
Please.
I didn't even know how to attack, for God's sake. I was like, what? I don't get this game, man. Just press circle. I'm like, oh. Why?
Yeah, straight up in the
Why
menu
is it
system,
circle?
yeah.
Like, who did this?
Yeah. You know what's even worse? Playing Metal Gear Solid right before playing Tactics.
No. I'll tell you what.
Because then the circle is select and back is X, and it's flipped.
You know what
in
sucks?
Final Fantasy Tactics.
You know what sucks even more about that?
It drove me nuts.
Is that OG Tactics is circle for select and X for back.
No.
Only the PSP one is
No.
modernized.
You bastard. I could have been fine.
Yeah, so it was like a fluid thing for me. Just the changeover was exact. But yeah.
That's so crappy.
It's so annoying though, because 7 and Tactics are like the only ones that it does that in, as far as I know. It's just like those couple years where they're like, no, circle is select. And then they're like, oh wait, shit, everybody else uses X. Let's go to X.
All right. Do we got any Final Fantasy news?
Yeah, we got a couple.
We'll quickly go over it.
Couple articles.
Sorry, we're talking about hunting for an hour and a half already.
Oh, yeah. All right, so Final Fantasy, you guys all right? Dissidia Final Fantasy is going to have...
Coughed.
Oh.
I asked him if he was okay.
Is going to have an original story and dramatic recitation session this December in Japan. So I guess they're going to...
I'm sorry, what
They're going to do like a dramatic recitation
what
play that will tell a side story to Dissidia Final Fantasy NT that will only be told in this certain event. Tickets are going for 8,532 yen for standard and 14,796 yen.
So they're going to have
the premium
story for NT, but it's only going to be told outside of the game?
Yeah, it's going to be a little event kind of a thing where they're just like reciting the script to the side story. It's
$80.
Yeah, keep that in mind. They better have the voice actors there is all I got to say.
My Metallica ticket in 08 was $77.
I would think that they would if they're going to like do it live.
And that was Metallica.
Yeah, not
the gods.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So Final Fantasy XV, as we know, is still in development, and they're going to be carrying into 2018 with a focus on it.
When is that game going to come out?
I don't know. It's been a long time. With a focus on its
2019.
story. So Tabata says they are continuing to do updates. It's not only about digging further into characters through additional episodes.
It's about finishing.
But we must show more for the setting of the world that is its base in order to better depict how its characters are living.
God, dude, 16 is going to come out before 15 is
needs
out.
to be fired.
So essentially, they're focusing on like fleshing out the world a little more, which did feel like something that might have been missing from the game. They did release another update to Final Fantasy 15 on the 28th of September, a few days back. Version 1.16. The highlights are addition of 2 new fish. Good work. New event added to Chapter 12. And they removed the Moogle Chocobo Carnival event. So
they removed something?
Yeah, they took out one of those side events that they had.
Yeah, the weird timed events.
Yeah.
So if you really want to keep that thing, do not plug your PlayStation.
Do not update.
Do not update the game.
I know those 2 new fish are very, very enticing.
But you want to keep that event, man.
Yeah, you got to keep that event.
I saw those screenshots. People like dancing.
Sweet.
Yeah, they looked like a waste of time. But so Final Fantasy 15 Comrades expansion, we do have a new gameplay trailer. It's about 7.5 minutes long, so we're not going to watch it here.
Is that the multiplayer thing?
Yeah, it is. It does highlight a battle between King Behemoth. A lot of people are actually praising this multiplayer aspect of Final Fantasy 15 who got into the beta and tested it out. We are in because we own the game, but I never tried it because I have other things I need to do. But
too many Final Fantasy games.
I remember talking a few years ago about how we didn't necessarily need multiplayer in everything. And now they want to put multiplayer in everything.
Yeah, I mean, this game does kind of lend itself.
You to have a social life, even if it is a digital one where you don't really know the people.
This game kind of lends itself to a multiplayer, though, to be completely honest. I mean, you have a party of 4 players, but you're playing by yourself. It's like, fuck, why not? Why not have
there
other people?
There are a few
here?
other Final Fantasies that you can play multiplayer on. But,
yeah, like, the
old school ones you can.
Is one of them.
I never figured out how to do it, but apparently you can play multiplayer in the old ones.
Yeah, you just control certain
and the
characters.
old PS1 ports of the old ones.
Yeah, like FF1, or 2, and all of those, certain people have certain characters.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
if it's in a
understand
certain
it,
slot.
but you can do it.
It's weird though because it's like, I mean, one person would still be the one who controls everything as far as like the open world map and shit. But and the last piece of 15 news, we have director Hajime Tabata says he is investigating what's possible with bringing Final Fantasy 15
He has an
to
investigative
the
team.
Switch. Yep, and they're investigating the legitimacy of making that game on the Twitch.
I thought they said something about like the Switch couldn't handle their
After he fired that
Their,
James Comey guy too.
what the fuck is it called? Yeah, their engine, the Lumos engine.
Yeah, that's why they'd have to. That's why it's probably just in talks right now. Is because they'd have to do like a full-on remake kind of a thing.
Well, they already did for the fucking phone.
Yeah, I know. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't do. They haven't made the phone version the Switch version at this point. I wouldn't be surprised that that's what they end up doing. So Bring Arts has revealed a new Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora figure and a Xenogears Weltall concept design. So we got a nice little Sora being held up there for that game that also is taking forever to come out. And we have some Xenogears, a little concept design. So that's only relevant as of like 2 weeks ago, but there it is. So we'll get some more overpriced Play Arts toys.
Nice.
Idaki Street Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy 30th Anniversary demo is launching October 10th in Japan. This is a random little demo where you have like online battles against people, and there is a trailer, but I don't want to watch it.
No.
It's a weird Japanese thing. Hopefully one day we'll get it in the States.
Yeah, I hope for that too, because it's supposed to be like a little bit like Mario Party, just with Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. So
Nice.
yeah. They actually brought an English version to the US. It's called Fortune Street. It's Final Fantasy and Mario.
Don't.
That
How did
is a
no one
thing.
know that?
I don't know how you
Wait,
don't
is
know
that
that.
only a phone thing?
No, it's on the Wii.
Shoot.
The Wii.
Yeah, it's on the Wii.
Oh man, is it a full game or is it like a Wii
Damn
store?
it, Craig.
It's a full game. It's called Fortune Street.
Is it download only?
No, there's discs.
Okay, how did no one?
I don't know how nobody knew about that.
Well, we had a question like a few weeks ago, like what should we add to our list? You know, and then
Well,
like
there you
all
go,
these
Fortune
games
Street.
came to light.
Well, okay, we could wait for that one and then do a crossover between Dragon Quest podcast and this one,
or we could
and
just have a gangbang
this. Or that, yeah,
and record it.
yeah. Either way,
That's really what people get excited for.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a Final Fantasy XR ride that will take you on an airship journey at Universal Studios in Japan next year. So it's going to start January 19th and go through June 24th, 2018, where fans of the series will get to check out Final Fantasy XR Ride, which is a motion simulator ride that will take you through the entire series as part of the attraction's Universal Cool Japan 2018 campaign that helps promote anime, video games, and other cool things that appeal to a worldwide audience from Japan.
The Universal Cool Japan.
Yeah, the universe of cool Japan. So this seems kind of cool,
Okay.
but I swear to God, if it's the FF12 special edition disc where they're like, and Sid was this man in Final Fantasy VI. Let's move on to Final Fantasy VII, where Sid is featured as a smoking, very abusive man who owns an airship. Like, if it's that...
Sid in FF8. Schoolmaster.
Never mind, I lied. The Fortune Street they
Robin
removed
Williams.
Final Fantasy.
They removed
it's
him?
Dragon Quest and Mario for the,
Okay.
the Fortune Street.
Then never
Exempt.
mind. That's why no one brought it up. Good.
Yeah. But it's the same game in Japan. It's just Mario. It's just Final Fantasy and Dragon
Don't
Quest.
care.
Yeah, we also have a 4.5
Too much.
minute interview from Nobuo Uematsu who on creating the Final Fantasies main theme for the series. Not going to watch that on the podcast either, but if you want to check it out,
because it's subtitled.
it's on Silicon Era, and you guys can watch and learn what influenced that great man to make that great song.
What I had heard, which theme song, the da na 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 na, that one or ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da?
No,
There's two main themes.
Well,
for
that
Final
one's
Fantasy.
the prelude, but the
Okay.
first one's the main theme.
Oh, okay. Because I've heard him talk about the player prelude and said he like made it up in like 5 seconds. And he's kind of like he thought it was humorous or something. I can't remember what word he used, but he thought it was interesting that something he made up in just a little bit of time. It's like, wow, if I knew it was going to be repeated over and over again, it would have worked out a little bit more. Like it would have put more effort into it. But that's all I know about the prelude. I don't know anything about the main theme. I'll have to look at that video.
Yeah, so, more cool behind the scenes shit from
Cool.
Naboo.
All right. Zodiac Age?
Yeah, let's talk about it. All right, so as we all know, the Zodiac Age was released this July for PlayStation 4, and yeah, I think it was pretty fun. I mean, obviously, we have the same core mechanics of Final Fantasy XII. We've got the Gambit system. We've got the hunts. We've got the main story. The soundtrack's basically the same. It's been reorchestrated, of course, and it does sound really, really fucking nice. But,
it's awesome.
For the most part, I mean, big chunk of the game, it felt like Final Fantasy XII all over again, which, as you guys know, it is my number 4. So that's a good experience for me. One of the biggest things that they changed, though, and I almost feel like the game didn't necessarily need it, was the ×4 speed. Because I remember back in my review of Final Fantasy XII, I said grinding isn't a chore in this game because there's so much extra shit to do. So, like, the addition of a ×4 speed thing, at first to me, almost felt like it was going to take away from that a little bit, but once you go ×4...
Yeah, now that you have it, you can't live without it.
No, you really can't. You can't remove a social program from this video game.
It's like, oh my god, it's
impossible.
So slow.
Yeah, and the regular game does feel extremely slow. And it's crazy because it wasn't when I played it before, but now I'm like, oh god, it just takes
I turned
so
it off
long
for like
to...
a second. I was like, I can't do this no more. I can't do it.
Yeah. So one of the things, another big change they made to the game, as we talked about before, was the addition of the job system in this game. A lot of people really like that. Caleb, what do you think about it? Like, did you enjoy the differences between Zodiac Age and original Final Fantasy XII as far as like the jobs go?
Yeah, I really like that you could actually choose the jobs this time, and then you were able to have 2 that you could use like actively. I thought that was really an interesting thing because then you have to think about which 2 jobs you want to have crossed over because that affects like your stats and what weapons you can use, and also certain like abilities that you take will move over to the other license board that you have. So there are like random licenses that are floating off on their own thing, and if you can't access those with the job that your like other job, then you have to wait until you get some of the summons to link to those floating bits.
Yeah, it's really weird, Joe. It's like the license board, like he was saying, it has little islands on it where like you can't access this certain ability until you get a summon that like connects it to that.
Yeah,
So,
or
like,
It's kind of similar to FF10's board in a way.
You have to like really manipulate what you want for who, and I haven't filled it out all the way yet because of that. I haven't decided who I want to have these certain abilities within my party. I'm not sure yet. It's still a uncertain thing. I mean, I am my guys are like level 90 now, so my guys are getting pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, I had to look at a guide to see which summons unlock what for which job classes and who I wanted to have that specific stuff. Because without it, like, it's just like a random thing. You'd be unlocking stuff that your second job already gives you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really intense that they made it so like they have to go in certain places in order to unlock certain things for certain classes.
Yeah, and a lot of them aren't abilities that would normally be part of that class. I mean, I've noticed that I have like some really high level white magic spells that I can get for like my some of my physical attackers in the game. So like, it does help even the game out, and it brings almost like an OG FF12 balance to everything, where it's like, okay, now your warrior can cast Arise and fully resurrect.
Yeah, like the warrior gets white mage abilities, and like the white mage can like access a couple great swords and even guns.
Yeah, so you can make them viable in a fight instead of them just being like purely there for support.
Yeah.
one of the things that really bugged me initially is like this game is FF12 to me is not a very hard game. I think I had like other than Yaizamat, I had 5 game overs maybe throughout the rest of the entire game, and I thought it was just easy. It was a cakewalk. I mean, the license board is the same for everybody. You have these characters who are basically whatever you want them to be. And that's something that Zodiac Age just throws out the window completely. It's like, no, you have to choose what 2 jobs you want this person to be, and they are stuck with that for eternity, for the whole game. The rest of the game, they are these 2 classes.
I have mixed feelings about that for 2 reasons. Like, because one that's for it is like it makes you really think about which jobs you want to have because you're going to be stuck with them for the rest of the game. So you got to like make sure that you have the right stuff. Otherwise, you're most likely going to get fucked if you just like do weaker stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm against for it is like by the end of the game, like the double LP, like along with like the trials you can do. They give you a shit ton of license points. A shit ton of license points. And I have like 8,000 that I'm just sitting on that I can't even use because I've maxed out both boards for everybody.
Yeah.
And I would like to be able to have more license boards to switch between, so there's only 2 of them active. I think that would be fine.
Yeah,
but
that's something I wish they added.
Yeah, I mean, at least for like end game, because I'm sitting on so many license points, and I'm just like, there's no point to this.
Yeah, that is something I wish they would have added to the game, like an ability to switch your 2 classes that you have assigned to that character, so that you can then go explore different combinations. Because right now the level of exploration for me is almost minimal when it comes to the 2 jobs that I have grabbed. For the most part, I kept the 2 kind of in a similar realm. I mean, I made Bosch I think I made him the guy who uses axes, and then also
the foe breaker.
The monk. I think I made him foe breaker monk.
And that's a good combo.
It is. I get a lot of health and a lot of damage. He has like a shit ton of HP. But I read online a guide that said, oh, make one of them a physical and then make the other one a mage. So like 1 and 1. But that almost makes it become original Final Fantasy XII, where everybody has access to everything. Except for I would only have black magic with one guy and white magic with another. I do like the job system as a whole. I think it does add a level of difficulty, personally, that I don't think was there before. And it really makes it to where I have to level up everybody in my party. At least I feel like that. I feel that way. Like I'm running through these areas, and Penello's super underleveled for the Hen Mines, but she has the ability Scathe, which just nukes everything in there.
That Scathe is like it feels like it's way better in this one, especially if you have like a
damage
combo of like 2 mages.
They
like,
don't have a damage
their
limit
jobs
anymore, so
yeah,
it is.
so it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't have any of the super ultimate like game breaking weapons in this playthrough either, but I'm doing a lot of damage, and it makes it necessary to really use those other characters. Like Penello was underleveled, but when shit got hard and when I was deep into the Hen Mines, I whipped her out, and she was able to one-shot 3-4 enemies at a time, you know?
You whipped out your Penello?
That's right. I whipped out my Penello for everybody to see.
It's a weird name for it, but okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I enjoy it on one level, but I do believe it makes the game more difficult. And one of the other things that it completely throws off for me is the entire gambit system. Because before, I would have my party of dudes, and then I would have my party of girls. Mm-hmm. And that was the game. That was Final Fantasy XII to me. I would have certain abilities for certain characters. Like I'd have Protectga, Shelga, and Hastega split up between all 3 characters so that I could have an even distribution of the MP. Because in original Final Fantasy XII, the quickenings were based on your MP. Mm-hmm. Whereas in this version, it's based on a separate bar that fills up.
Yeah, they get their own like limit break ability thing with it now.
Yeah,
and that's awesome.
So before, I wanted to have even distribution of the status effects, the buffs for my characters. Whereas now it's like, okay, one character does basically everything for the team. They keep everybody with Protect. They keep everybody with Haste. They keep everybody with Shell. And like, it's gotten to the point where I think I only have one character who can use haste, but I don't actually even have the ability. Because you have to find them in like random treasure chests. And shit.
That's another thing that they revamped is the whole loot system for the game. There's like spells and things that you can only find in chests, which that wasn't the case before. You could literally just buy them anywhere, depending on the place, really.
Yeah.
And in this, like, you have to find the spells. Like Skaith is like right before you fight Gilgamesh, like the last time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And same with like certain weapons and items. Like the one game breaking item, the new one that they added specifically for this, the Seitengrat. I had to spend a bit of time. Like finding out exactly how I was supposed to. Yep. You don't have to bring everything up, Joe. Anyway,
hear it though and must react.
No.
Yes, it's automatic. I don't think about this.
Fuck darn.
Darn, dude.
Is that what it is, Joe?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I had to spend some time trying to figure out how to get that, and like you had to. Mess with the RNG basically in order to get it because it's like ridiculous chances of getting it.
Yeah,
and I don't know, and like just having those specific new weapons, and then they made the Zodiac Spear weaker.
Yeah, the Zodiac Spear isn't really worth using in this version of the game, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, like there's stuff that's better now.
It's kind
like,
of a gimp. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I was kind of bitching about the spells initially because I'm like, fuck, man, it's so much easier in OG 12. I just go buy them. Like I find the hidden merchant in the Necro Hall of Nubbities and I buy the spells. Mm-hmm. But now I have to find the spells, and it makes me angry.
Guy moved. That guy moved.
Yeah, he did.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It took me forever to find that guy.
Well, and I led you to the wrong spot, too. I led you to the old spot.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I've already been here. He's not there.
Yeah, so they moved that guy as well. But I kind of like the idea of getting loot like spells from chests, honestly. Like, it's frustrating because if I had ×4 speed in original 12, I would have already gotten the platinum, and I'd just be done. Like, there'd be no problem. But now there is a problem because I not only have to
find the right stuff.
Yeah, I not only have to fill the bestiary, which by the way is a silver trophy. Come the fuck on, that is ridiculous. That's the hardest thing to do in the game. Okay, Yazamat is part of the bestiary.
But do you have to do 1,000 of them?
You can get him in the trials, and he's way weaker.
I know you can, but I'm going to beat him in the OG game. It's not right to not.
Well, the bestiary can be filled through the trials.
Schweiss,
I know.
We forgot the biggest FF news.
Oh, FF9 coming out?
Yeah, FF9 coming out.
That was, about a week and a half ago. But yeah, go buy FF9 on the PlayStation 4 store.
Sorry for distracting
And look at
you.
the jump rope. Look at it and watch as it fucks itself. It's crazy looking.
Dude.
They're not holding it at all. They're just like swinging their hands, and then like the jump rope is like an inch away. It's like, those children are evil. They're twisting their heads around the whole time, too.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I was playing 10, and when Titus gets the Brotherhood sword, the sword fucking slides around in his hands.
Oh,
his
yeah.
His hands are in like one place, and the sword's like.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Up and down,
it moves
like
when he's like doing
his
little battle stance. It like slides.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's the port. It's the port. Shit that the PS2 would hide with its like haze. Because the PS2 knew exactly what it was doing. The PS4 doesn't know how to handle that.
So it like shows you. Oh my god!
It shows you the truth. That's the fucking problem. And then Nines is disturbing. They're not touching that rope at all. They're just like
their
looks like
hands
they're turning
are moving up and down. Yeah,
they're like turning a crank, but there's no crank.
Is
and
the
rope
battle system still disgustingly slow in 9?
No, you can
turn up the speed. Yeah, ×3.
No, I just in normal 9. Did they change anything to do with the speed?
No.
Damn it.
Well, no one will know, but you can do ×3.
Yeah.
Why would
no one will know, Joe. No one will know that you did ×3 the whole time.
Well, there's nothing wrong with doing ×3. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the game now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like ×4 is part of this game.
×4 is nuts, but yes.
It's fantastic.
I do like finding spells in the chests. It makes grabbing the chests more rewarding, and also you don't get screwed out of the main weapon, the ultimate weapon in the game anymore. They removed the whole Zodiac Spear
Yeah, there's
being
two ways to
broken.
get it now. You
Yeah.
have to do it through like hunts or doing it through like
the Hunt Club on Fawn Coast,
Yeah.
or grabbing it randomly in the dungeon.
That was the stupidest thing they put out in the original 12. You can't open these 4 chests or else you're screwed. And it was in the strategy guide, so they knew it. It wasn't an accident. They were like, how do we purposefully screw over our players?
Yeah,
Thank
it's annoying.
God.
I don't know, but it's fine.
It's fine.
I didn't because none of the chests were rewarding in the original 12.
Yeah, they didn't have that
Like
great
the
of stuff.
the most that I got was like fucking 10 gil. Like that's
Oh, you would get better than that.
no, dude.
Yeah, you
like
would.
that is 10 gil is like all I get. It's like all I get in fucking Zodiac Age.
I
now.
disagree. I
It's
think
like
the Zodiac
randomly.
Age, the random chests are a lot better. But 12s,
I get some stuff now, but it's mostly just 10 gil.
I do like it though. I like how I have to get those chests to get the spells. It adds a new level to the game. It makes grabbing the chests worthwhile.
This version of 12. How many times have you played FF12, Schweiss?
I think this is like my 4th time.
What about you, Craig?
I think this was my second or third.
Second or third?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay. Did it change your view on the story of FF12 at all, or is it kind of in the same spot?
I think playing through it again, my opinion
I'm just wondering,
of it,
did what your
changed.
hindsight has changed. Okay.
Yeah, because
Better or worse?
better. I feel mostly because like I have a better opinion of Vayne as a bad guy. Really, the story is still the same. It's basically like an empty Star Wars, but like the
Empty stuff. Come on.
Vayne is a stronger villain, I think, than we gave him credit for before.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree too. That's something I felt throughout the playthrough. I think being able to spam through the story as quickly as I was also helped. Plus, this time,
Because you're going through it 4 times as fast?
this time what I did though, I focused on.
Might as well just press play on a YouTube video with all the cutscenes in a row.
Yeah,
At
pretty
times
much.
4 speeds.
I made sure to take care of the hunts when I got them unlocked, and that made the game that added a whole new level of challenge to it. Like I totally got a game over on one of the earlier ones, the Merilith, that serpent in the.
Oh yeah.
He fucking rocked me, man. There was nothing I could do. A quick hitting chain didn't do enough damage. It just destroyed me. Plus, it's not like OG where you can use an elixir and then suddenly go into another quickening chain. Like you just have to. Or, you know, you might be able to actually. I might be wrong. I think elixir does fill up that bar, but you don't have elixirs that fucking early in the game. So I kind of made it a little bit more difficult by jumping on the hunts as soon as I could, and that also made it more viable. Because the last time I did FF12, I did a big project on YouTube where I did like tutorials on how to get each of the rare game and each of the hunts. So what I did was I just like destroyed most of the game, and then at the very end I just did all of the hunts, and I was just steamrolling them like fucking crazy, like two-shotting.
I was trying to do all the hunts while I was going through the story. I did most of them until I think I have a few left.
It gave me a new appreciation for the grind in FF12 because there is so much that you can do, and the times 4 speed just makes it that much sweeter. Like trying to get those more difficult enemies
Do you turn
to
that
appear.
on in the menu before you start the game, or is that in the menu?
It's in the game.
You
just
press,
tap
So
it.
there's no way to start a game and be like, I don't want the option of doing times 4 because
Well, you don't
that'll
have to
ruin
press
it.
the button.
Well,
The
you don't-
buttons. It's not a button you would press.
Plus, you can lower it to times 2, so even if you do turn it on, you don't have to have it be.
I'll tell you
times
one thing:
4.
times 4 in Rabinaster is hellish because you run into there's
dude.
so much fucking collision.
There is a learning curve to be able to wander through Rabinaster with times 4 speed. And it took me a while.
A new challenge.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, you know what? I just need to get this down. I can't
Like
not use
fucking,
it.
it's like Pong, dude. You're like bouncing between the hallways because
Yeah.
you're moving so fast.
It's still faster though. I'm like, you know what? I might look like an idiot right now, but this is taking less time than regular
it
speed.
takes
So
way
fuck
less
it.
time.
Yeah. I did get a new appreciation for the game, and I really liked the battle system before, but having it in times 4 speed is even better. Plus, you have to really sit down and like figure out your team composition. Because there will be certain enemies in some of the zones that all have reflect on them. So, I mean, having Pinello out with the ×4 speed on was basically me just committing suicide.
Oh, yeah. My aunt, or Ash, committing... she killed everybody with fucking Scathe.
Yeah.
With the fucking reflect.
Here's what the equivalent is. You're on a diet, okay? You want to be healthy. You got to go through life healthy, right? And then the entire time you're on that diet, in your backpack... No. You're just going on a walk to school, okay? And
right.
You're trying to be healthy and you're trying to go on a nice walk. You're just going to try to enjoy the walk. In your backpack is a pizza. You don't have to eat the pizza. You don't have to. You're going to eat the fucking pizza.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you carrying a
smell
pizza
it?
in your backpack?
You smell that pizza. I don't know. You smell...
I would replace everything in my backpack for a pizza.
You smell the pizza. There's like no option. You can't leave the pizza at home. If you're going to have that backpack, you're going to have that pizza, and you need that backpack for school. This is a terrible
No.
metaphor,
The
by
backpack
way.
is the plat. The school is the hog, the personal hog, and the pizza is the ×4 speed.
The pizza is the ×4 speed.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Dude, I don't understand why
I
you
ate
wouldn't
the
want the
pizza.
×4 speed if you had the option.
Oh my god!
Dude, it is amazing.
Because someday I want to replay these games, and I know I'm going to have to play this version because it's on
you're not
going to
have a fucking
systems,
PS2.
right? And it's forcing me to play ×4. I can't.
It's not
play it the normal-
forcing you. It's there. You can choose
No, you're right.
×2.
It is not technically
You can choose
forcing me.
×2,
It is
Joe.
not technically forcing me.
Why go ×2 though? If you're gonna go times
Well,
anything,
if he's feeling
you can just
guilty
have,
about
you can have
×4,
the veggie pizza instead.
but you got that fucking meat lovers in your backpack.
Not meat lovers with pineapple on
Here's
it,
the thing,
man.
yeah.
You can't just like.
Another person came up to you and had the veggie pizza and said you can have this one instead, and you're like, no, I'm gonna have this fucking disgustingly fatty meat lovers beast.
With pineapple.
yeah, all right. Well,
But no.
personally, I love the ×4 speed, so it's great.
The problem is that it takes the game part of the game away, doesn't it?
No, actually, it doesn't, because you really need to think about what your characters have for their class and what gambits you have.
You really have to think about the gambits.
Yeah, the gambits.
Yeah,
Do you
you
not
do.
really have to think about the gambits in the normal? Of course,
Not
No,
really.
not in
when-
12.
That's right. That was a big difference between me and you when we played FF12. Schweiss. When I say me and you, I mean Schweiss and myself. That was a big difference between me and you, is because I would take a lot of time to set up the gambits, but you would still manual attack. You would do a lot of things manually, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't. So I'm used to that with FF12. I would always.
I had a very general set of
I was
stuff
very
for my-
specific with gambits.
Mine are really fucking specific in Zodiac Age.
yeah,
I'll
in
tell you
Zodiac
that.
Age, mine are too, because I had to have fucking charge on every
Yeah.
mage.
Oh yeah.
Like charge
Charge is
became a
real.
life-saving ability.
That's what I was bitching about earlier. The mages all having it's just your mage. This party's mage is this guy. This party's white mage is this guy. Balthier is better. Fran is kind of shitty at it, but she still has some pretty good abilities. So she's gonna be fucking charging while you're up there getting fucking jumped by 7 ghosts. And but yeah, so you have to be very specific in this version, especially. But I did get rid of the manual attacking for ×4 because what I used to do is I would just have my main party leader. And it was usually, I think it was Pinello, because I liked the way she held the Masamune, and then I would have Vaughn, I think, and then I would manually attack with them, and then the others would just do attack party leader's target so that I could concentrate on one at a time. And now I have it just the party leader attacks nearest target, and then everybody else follows suit, kind of a thing. But it's crazy because you can't have. Like with OG12, I had some pretty specific ones. Like certain people would take over the healing if it got too low, and like someone else got knocked out. Like my original white mage got killed, and so now I'm like, okay,
Mine was always very specific on who was attacking what.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like can't do that because no one has cure. It's like now you have to get the white mage up and hope you can get them up in time that they could save everybody's ass.
So you did Yzmat?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Oh damn! Did you?
No.
I unlocked him though. I've got 44.
My
of the
biggest
45
question
hunts.
is Yzmat more difficult or less difficult? in
Less
this version?
difficult. They made him. They took down a lot of his HP.
Aw.
So because you can't get all the stat bonuses that you can in the OG 12.
Yeah.
But
So
that's
it's supposed
like
to be
the
like-
reason for Yzamat is his sick HP.
Yeah.
Plus, he's also really difficult.
And near the end, he does get pretty nuts. Like, at first, you're like, oh, this is fine. And then, once he gets
Are
down
there
to...
such thing as pretty nuts?
Yeah, I think so. Get some
Probably.
nice ones. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You guys seem to know. I've seen some pretty nuts in my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little dainty Craig nuts.
Dainty.
They're pretty great.
Dainty.
And it's... I haven't done Yzamat yet, but I did finally beat Zodiac. It was way more difficult this time. He's the summon down in the Hen Mines. The guy that's like a... He casts Dark Jaw on everybody, if you remember that. And it just basically insta-wipes the first party that walks in.
I don't remember that.
Oh, well, you got all of them, didn't you?
All the what?
The summons? The
Summons?
espers?
Did I?
I don't think he did.
I know you did all the hunts.
I did a shitload of stuff in 12. I'd have to listen to the episode again, honestly, because I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Maybe not, but yeah, I don't know.
Remind myself.
I think it's a great version, and I think it is a respectable one to switch out for the original PS2 version. Like, if you're going to play this game, I would play Zodiac Age. The biggest complaint I think I have, and the one thing I would ding this game for,
Is that I got an
substantially.
awesome spear way before you did?
No,
because
that's
of that
fine.
Drop.
I honestly, like, when I got home and played, I found one better later on. Just because I spammed through the
later
story.
on.
Yeah, but we're on times 4 speed. Oh, thank you.
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah, we're on times 4 speed, so later on is literally 5-10 minutes after you got it. I'm like, oh yeah, that spear's old news. Like, that thing's a piece of shit now. But the biggest complaint for me about this game is when they remastered Final Fantasy X for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 later on, they allowed us to choose the international sphere grid and also
Thank you.
the original sphere grid. This version of Final Fantasy XII does not give us the option to play the original game.
And in the next release,
Oh, yeah.
that would be nice to have both.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they should always allow for both. I still played original.
If they have room on the disc,
That's true, yeah. Who knows how much space. I mean,
or how it works at all.
yeah, we have no fucking idea, really.
Yeah.
But I did the original Final Fantasy X sphere grid, which I kind of regret now, just because I should have done the international one, because I played 10 before, so I knew the OG sphere grid. But I think they should have allowed for us to play the original Final Fantasy XII, and of course the arena mode, which
Just
is
like Lucas, when he owned Lucasfilm, should have allowed for both versions on one Blu-ray disc.
For Star Wars?
Yeah, instead of a limited release DVD edition.
oh yeah, where they
And
put
Disney apparently is not going to do that for a while.
Nope.
For a while, they're just going to wait. We'll wait till episode 9 is
We'll
out.
wait till it's 100 years old.
No, we'll wait till someone tragically dies at Disney World again, and then we'll release it. Just like boost it up so they can pay for those
I
lawsuits.
wonder if Lucas has like a, I have to die first before.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
like 6 different versions of Blade Runner, and Ridley Scott's like, yeah, put them all on one thing.
Yeah, I
Every
have that thing, and it's
single edition
fucking
of Blade
awesome.
Runner on one thing, and it's great.
It is. It's fucking fantastic. The packaging is amazing,
And honestly,
too.
there are things about the special edition versions that I like more. There are some little adjustments that I preferred. So, I wouldn't mind watching it. Maybe today I'll watch the special editions. And maybe today I'll watch the regular.
Yeah, but
And
instead,
the Blu-ray special edition where they add the fucking no scream at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
You can
dude.
do it
That pisses me off more than whoever shot first.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Speaking of FF.
yeah, seriously, this is the most Star Wars Final Fantasy.
That's true. That's true. I don't think we're off topic at all.
But yeah, I hate that they put Hayden Christensen in instead of.
The guy who actually played Vader.
Yeah, that's
There's sound
irritating.
adjustments that are way better, and then they kind of clean up some of the effects that are nice. Not their added effects, but like they clean up some lightsabers stuff.
yeah.
And those are good. And then there's the part where Luke and Leia are on the bridge where they swing across, And there's like a crazy echo in the original version in that part that's way over the top, and they took it way down. In the special edition, it's just better.
Yeah.
It's just frankly just straight
We
up
got to
better.
watch those again. We've got episode 8 coming out in
We
December.
do.
Oh my
we
God.
do. And I thought about it yesterday at work. I'm like, hold on. Star Wars Episode 8 is coming out very soon.
Yeah, we got Rogue Squadron and 7 to watch too.
Rogue One, you mean?
Rogue One, yeah.
Rogue Squadron's the game.
Squadron,
Yeah,
like, what?
that is the game.
Is that a new movie that's coming out? I didn't hear about it.
Well,
Yeah.
there's the Han Solo movie that's coming out too.
Isn't that one next year?
Yes.
Yeah, speaking
I-
of Final Fantasy and Balthier,
Yeah.
Han Solo.
I don't know if I dig all the spin-offs. I mean, I like Rogue One, but
I
Honestly-
don't like it either.
You don't like Rogue One?
No, I don't like the spin-offs.
I like it's like a James Bond movie. I don't want them to freaking Marvelize everything. I just want one linear story and just tell it well and just to have it be a treat every 2 years, not every 6 months, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know that they're going to make a ton of money and everybody's
want
going
it
to
to be
see it. but they're
Assassin's
totally
Creed.
not going to listen to me at all. But yeah, I don't want it to be Assassin's Creed. I don't want it to oversaturate.
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter, remember? The books only came out like every 3 years.
Yeah. And
Like,
the movies.
and they were a huge deal because it was every 3 years. If they had one every 6 months, it would be a big deal and everybody would go, but then it wouldn't be as
special.
each thing wouldn't be as special.
Well, it's just like any kind of growth with any show. Like Game of Thrones was big when it first came out, but now that it's
Like
in
imagine
season
Ultimate
6,
Final Fantasy once a day instead of once a week.
yeah, it would be.
Would the episodes be as special?
No,
No.
There's no fucking way.
No, see?
But I mean, you get more because as time goes on, more people pick it up. So
Yeah.
spreading it out that way does make it better overall because the hype gets real. And Episode 7 is one of the highest grossing films of all time. Although, when you count for inflation, the original one destroys it. So our argument is basically invalidized by
Well,
that.
that's-
Well, it
first
was
one has
out
also
theaters
been-
for forever.
That's
Yeah,
true,
And it was
yeah.
re-released.
Re-released multiple times.
True.
Yeah.
Not as shameful as the other one, the Gone with the Wind. Not as many releases.
No, Gone with the Wind had way more re-releases, but it was also came out 40-something years before. So
Yeah.
it's a great movie, too.
Yeah, but overall, I do. Like I said, I think if you are going to play Final Fantasy XII, I think the original version of the game is still a great game. And I mean, we played it 2 years ago now, and it was still a lot of fun. Like we enjoyed it. We did all the side stuff. Well, I did. Joe did a good chunk of it.
I did not get I think I did everything but the fill up the sticker thing or the bestiary or something.
Yeah, I know you didn't do.
I didn't do the
bestiary.
bestiary, and I didn't do the rare game because of that,
Yeah.
except for the one that I had to do. But I think I did. I think I did get all the summons. I just don't remember the mechanisms that I took to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you did, actually. I remember you doing that stupid quest where you have to get those pieces of a key and put it together and then go in and get Chaos, I think. Fuck, dude. That's where I'm at right now.
Oh, yeah, that one.
That's where I'm at, and that's when I
where you have
stopped
to
playing.
do the shit with like the cactuars in the little village.
No, I already did that one.
Oh, okay.
That one's nothing. That takes 30 minutes. This one,
Yeah, that one's bullshit, though.
this
I
one
hate it.
takes real time. The fragments, what I need to collect to finish that up. But yeah, I would say play this one. I mean, you have the modern comfort of the x4 speed. The remastered, fully orchestrated soundtrack is great. The special,
It is, yeah.
the special edition disc that I got with the soundtrack on it was in my car for probably a couple of weeks. I ran through it a few times. It's a good listen. The game is great. Storytelling's still about the same. So I mean, as far as all of the main story goes, it is the same game. But like I said, I mean, it's a lot faster. And one of the things that I think 12 might have suffered from, that 13 definitely suffered from, was a lot of information, and then you get released into the world and you go do your own thing for a long time, and then you come back to the story and you're like, oh shit.
I will say FF12's cutscenes are easier to understand than FF Tactics War of the Lions was.
Yeah.
Craig, there was a line I did not understand the
are you
other
talking
day.
about?
I was on the stream, and unfortunately, not that many people were watching, and I wish I could bring it up. But there was some line said by a character that was so veiled in vocabulary that I was like, I do not get this line. I get that he's going to get information from a guy because they're going to have some other sort of force go with them, but like, I will have to bring the line up because it was. They went too far. These games are being played by teenagers, and I don't know. I had a pretty high reading degree at a very young age, and I'm reading this thing, and I'm like, what the hell is this saying?
I don't know. I understood
What
it.
is this saying?
Craig doesn't even know what you're talking about, and he understood it.
Yeah,
I'll have to find it. It was on my last stream.
Game. I don't know what his problem
I'll have
is.
to
There's
find my
literally a
last
joke
stream.
about bacon in there. I mean,
It
come
was.
There ain't no joke about bacon
rough.
in my version.
on. I know yours has the
So-
weaker translation.
Is the OG translation of Tactics. We should finish up Zodiac Age, and I'll ask my Tactics questions
okay.
in a second.
It's a great game. Get the trophies. Get the modern comforts. Enjoy the trial mode. There's some great items you can steal from people. I haven't done any of the stealing. I'm trying to beat the trial mode, but I got to like floor 84, and I got sent home. It was not happening in the mid 70s for my level, not at all. But now I'm in the 90s. I'm going to go collect the last couple of summons in the game. And guys, if you remember the oh shit, what are those? The imp creature in the Great Crystal, the rare game. I can't remember his name right now. There is not technically a way to get him to show up in Final Fantasy XII, the original one. No one knows. No one has cracked the RNG to it. It's random. Some people say I got him after killing 6 of these creatures. Some people say I got him after killing 100. I just got him. I wasn't even killing just them. I was just killing everything, and he randomly appeared. I think it's like he's the guy who drops one of the I think he drops one of the rare daggers in the game. I can't remember what his name is though. He's in the trial mode. You don't have to worry about finding that fucking guy to complete the bestiary. It's beautiful. Kill him in trial. Don't touch it in the main game. It's a pain in the ass, but I recommend it. I think overall it's pretty solid.
I do too. It's pretty fucking great. I really enjoyed the way that they revamped the battle style by having the 2 different classes. You can choose the classes to complement each other, like having the samurai whose power gets leveled up by having mage powers as well, and using that with a support mage ability. Like I had time battle mage and the samurai, and so it got boosted pretty high for damage, and I had that on Pinello, and that was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So finding combinations like that to boost your characters it's pretty awesome. I don't know, man. I loved everything about this version. I loved the times 4 speed. I felt like the drops that even enemies give you were better this time. Like, especially since I got a really great spear, like one that you get halfway through the game really early on because of a rare game I killed. That was pretty great. That was pretty fantastic for me. I don't know. I loved everything about this. So I would recommend this over the original version. But, yeah, still, it's I don't know. It's pretty great.
Yeah, go pick it up if you haven't already. Even if you didn't like original 12 that much, I think you'll enjoy this one. Especially with the times 4 speed, then you can just boost your way through it all.
Yeah, that was my favorite part, because doing the hunts at times 4 speed did not make it feel like a chore.
There you go.
Okay. So I got a question for you about tactics, and I'll find this freaking quote here. Should I use mages at all, Greg?
Yeah, they can do pretty.
Even though I have auto potion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't use. I mean, I still used a white mage because you can get protect, shell, a couple other things. Honestly, my final class setup was I had a holy knight. I had a
holy knight.
whatever Orlando is, also holy knight. I think
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
Bloomage.
something
Well,
similar.
he's the thunder god, so you know.
So I had him. I had Ramza. I played around with a few things, but in the end, I ended up going knight class for him with dual wield. And
Which
so I
is
had
fantastic.
I had Save the Queen and Ragnarok on him for the end. Which wait, shit! I don't think I equipped Ragnarok.
Did you not?
No,
Were you dual wielding without a second sword?
no, I had a second sword.
Oh, okay.
But I kept Orlando with his OG sword because his damage just dropped too much without it.
Yeah, his damage is fucking sick.
I had a white mage who I ended up going priest with, who was my chemist as well, and I kept the item ability on him in case I needed to pull somebody up. And I think and a dragoon. That's my class. So I was almost purely physical damage. But I will say, I nuked a few people in this game because I had a black mage and because I took the time to grind out the ability Flare.
I'm wondering if white mage is worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
white
so.
mage is worth it. White mage, like all the classes really.
It pretty
are
much
worth
gives
it.
you 4 guys. So I have 2 guys that are damage. I just made them knights, and then I have 1 black mage, and then I have 2 people that are selected on white mage, and I'm just switching them out depending on the battle.
I'll tell you one
The
thing.
white mage is the least. If the battle's going well, she does nothing. She just kind of sits back there. And,
Well,
like,
that's
hangs
why you
out.
get them a second ability tree. Like, you can make them a black mage. You can give them like other stuff to do aside from being a white mage.
I made mine black mage, time mage, and it was pretty sick.
Oh, so you have the first ability, their normal class, and
Yeah,
so
and
like
then-
FF5.
yeah, it's like 5.
It's a better 5 is what this battle system is, the job system. I think it definitely is, dude.
Dude,
That's big praise.
It is
You will-
big praise, but
you
it is
will enjoy
fucking
it
true.
later by
a
the
bigger
end.
praise.
I would say work on getting ninja. So look up how to get ninja, and I would put that on Ramza, and then I would look up how to unlock a dragoon, and I would get that for a character. So make your damage, keep it damage, but make those 2 a little bit higher.
All right,
because you
now-
can get an ability called 2 swords where you can dual wield with ninja.
Well, it's just dual wield for this game.
Yeah, the translation of mine is kind of shit. I'm like, what the fuck does this do? I can't tell.
That's like the one thing that I'm like iffy about for the OG over like War of the Lions, because like there's some stuff that's like okay for the
you ready
OG,
for this?
but War of the Lions is way better translation.
Are you ready for this shit?
Yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead.
this was my stream last time. Oh, is that not coming out? Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm having some sound problems. Let me try that again.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Enough, Argoth.
Argath.
Listen well. A great host, with the order at its van, prepares a sweeping campaign that will bring to book your Turncloak Brigade. The order at its... An order at its van prepares a sweeping campaign that will bring your book... That will bring to book your turn... Okay.
This is me struggling with this fucking text.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around this line. It's a little bit too buried. So, we're going to find out what's happened because someone with the order is going to force it out of him, I guess. He will die.
God damn it, dude. Let me go back and I will say it a little bit more clearly than I did in the stream here. Let me turn down these volume knobs. And
You will be hunted down to your nest and slaughtered like the swine you are. The brigade. There's no use hiding it.
oh my god. Hold on. I know this is messy, guys. Just like deal with it. Just fucking deal with it, guys. A great host. Okay. He's interrogating the one dude that's left over after the first battle.
Right.
A great host with the order at its van prepares a sweeping campaign that will bring to book your turncoat brigade, which, even if I'm not doing the freaking crazy Argoth accent that I added to this guy, is a fucking mouthful. What does that mean?
I think bring the book means like you'll only be
It'll be
remembered in
revealed.
history.
That's how you see it?
I think he's being destroyed. Yeah,
Bring to
your
book.
great host, or what was the first part?
A great host
Right,
with the order at its van
right, with the order and the vanguard,
prepares a sweeping campaign
gonna destroy.
that will bring to book
Yep,
your turncoat brigade.
it'll destroy all memory of them except for in like history books. Is what I assume
I
that's
need,
saying.
I need, you know those little like No Fear Shakespeare books? I need one that's No Fear FF Tactics War of the Lions. What the fuck is that? I got it. No, you
Oh, okay,
didn't.
here we
Craig.
go.
You did not get this
that is
fucking
a-
line.
Wendy says in the chat, call to account, bring them to the book /law/judgment. So it is pretty much like.
I thought it would
wreck 'em.
I thought they were gonna like reveal something. Bring to book was like bring to light. I did not get this fucking line, dude. I consider myself like pretty well read. I can read the Bible just fine. And I can read Shakespeare mostly just fine. Sometimes I have to look things up for Shakespeare. This is ridiculous. This is nuts. This is worse than FF14. FF14 is like passive voice all the way. This is times 10. A great haste with the order at its van prepares the sweeping campaign that will bring to book your 10-coat brigade. Fuck that. Is that kind of language in the original Tactics?
No.
Not quite.
Okay, what does he say in that part in the original Tactics?
I don't remember.
Oh my god. So he's like punching the dude against the wall after they've caught him. Okay. All right.
I think he just says we're going to bring you to justice. Is basically like
I think that's what it is.
It's like,
Because my god, he couldn't just say that.
it's overly simplified in the
Well, you gotta
OG
be
for
Overly
everything.
simplified?
Yes.
gotta
I think
be-
that's perfectly well simplified.
You got to be quotable. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, quote. I can't fucking say that sentence without stumbling over myself.
It's a tough quote.
And I'm not. Look, we did Super Sexy for a long time. I'm not one who's like terrible at reading out loud, like some people are. I'm like pretty good at reading out loud. I mean, I'm not the greatest, but I'm pretty good at reading out loud. I don't have that little squeaky thing going on in my brain when I'm trying to read out loud. Is what I'm saying. You know, we're talking about you, Caleb.
I know.
Okay, all right.
I am very aware.
But that line
reads you.
has me dying
do.
inside reading that thing and realizing I have no idea what the fuck he's saying. Like I thought I had a
trying to
clue.
make you be
like,
more intelligent, Joe.
no,
that's all it
the
wants.
translator of the game is trying to show off his intelligence. It's not me trying to show off mine. Or the game trying to show off it's the translator of this godforsaken thing that is trying to show off his vocabulary.
What if it's not?
vernacular
What if that's
show.
exactly what it was supposed to be?
I'm still mad at that stupid line. Still mad at it, man. Anyway. That's my FF12 Zodiac Age.
Yeah. All FF
Tactics.
Tactics. All right, so before we jump off this
Obviously,
episode,
I didn't play it.
we do have a couple of iTunes reviews that we want to get to. So
Nice.
let's jump on those.
Your Turncoat Brigade.
You know what that means.
What turncoat means. Thank you. Not in the context of that bullshit.
Yes, you should.
All right, well, first one up, 5-star review from Mr. Hot Dog Boy. Great podcast for fans of Final Fantasy. This podcast is excellent. The thing I appreciate the most about this podcast is that it is basically a long audio documentary about Final Fantasy. These guys are Final Fantasy scholars.
Very long,
Very long, yes.
lightly edited documentary.
Very lightly. Only lightly because of earlier on. These guys are Final Fantasy scholars. Each episode contains information.
If I couldn't understand what was going on in that sense, I wouldn't call it a scholar. But
Yeah.
this review was obviously before I introduced myself to the backwards ass terrible translation of FF Tactics.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would it be backwards if it's a really intelligent wordplay right there?
Say that again.
No.
I can't. Each episode
okay.
contains information about the game they are playing, Final Fantasy news, and banter between the hosts. They could range from juvenile filth to intellectual exchanges. The review episodes are the clear gems of the show. There is discussion on the music, gameplay, story, legacy, and development of each game. The thing that has impressed me the most about Caleb and Joe is their commitment to Final Fantasy XI.
We haven't killed ourselves yet.
Yeah, I always wanted to know what was the essence of Final Fantasy XI. These two gentlemen played through every single expansion of this 13-year-old MMO. That is an impressive commitment to both the podcast and to Final Fantasy.
Oh, we know.
I was very interested to
Send
hear
us money.
all about each expansion, as I knew I would never take the time to play through them all, but really wanted to know what the deal was with this game. This podcast has plenty of legs left on it, as these guys still have a lot of games to play through. If you go to the website, you can check out the master list. One more fun thing about the show, you can check out Caleb and Joe playing the current game on Twitch. It's a good time to be able to log on, check out the stream, and interact with these guys as they grind through the games. Obviously, I think the show is great, and I truly commend these guys on what they are achieving. A true chronicling of all things Final Fantasy. A must-listen for any Final Fantasy fan. Also, I did this so I wouldn't have to hear the fucking review song.
Oh,
No
thank you,
reviews.
Mr. Hot Dog Boy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That was a really good review.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
solid.
best review of the year so far. Yeah, you had to start with that one, huh? And it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, maybe.
Just kidding. If it's a good review, it's a good review. Everything you want in a Final Fantasy Brigade podcast. Sorry. From the New Jefferson, September 24th, 2017. When I found this podcast, I was looking to fill my Final Fantasy obsession. Oh, fill it.
You could play the games, but
And this was...
there are a lot of them.
That's a good point. There's a lot of games out there in case you don't get enough Final Fantasy.
Yeah. You probably.
There's always more. There's always.
But wait, there's more.
And this is exactly what I needed. The hosts are great. Even when they don't like something, they talk about the good qualities as well. They don't just trash it, unless it's Dirge of Cerberus. It's a nice mix of lore, story, and gameplay itself. I can't recommend this podcast enough.
You understand what recommend means?
Fuck you.
One
He
more.
said
We got one more here
Darn you.
titled None Better by Ashrock83 from Today. 5-star review.
Wow.
Almost.
It usually takes like a couple days, right?
Yeah, it can. Almost a year and a half ago, I discovered this podcast by searching for a Final Fantasy in my podcast app, almost as a joke. I didn't really expect to find anything. What I found that night was truly the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. Like nearly everyone, I started with just the reviews, but quickly grew to love the show so much that I went back and listened to almost all of them. Whoa. The only negative would be that the guys can get a bit vulgar for my taste, but most of the time they're fine. Love the hosts, love the humor, love all the great conversations about one of my favorite game series of all time. Bottom line is, if you love FF, then there is no reason you shouldn't be listening to this podcast every week. Also, if you like this podcast as much as I do, you should definitely be listening to Nude Clan every week as well.
Did you write this, Craig?
Keep
I
up
did not.
the good work, guys. No, if it was Craig, there would be no punctuation.
If it
Throughout
was,
the entire.
I understood it all.
if it was me,
I read
then there would definitely be something about loving me on this podcast.
So you have submitted reviews to
No, I haven't.
before.
Well, actually, I did.
No,
I
yeah,
did.
we all
I had
did at
one
the
of the
beginning.
Oh,
to
you're
get
sure.
one of
shoes.
the,
right.
Yeah, one of the first reviews.
Mine
was
is J123 or something like that. I put my own review. We did it at the very beginning in order to get like a small boost.
Yeah,
It's really far down there.
Oh, it's too far for the site.
yeah, that's like 3 years ago, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3.5 years ago.
Thank you so much for your iTunes reviews, guys. Really appreciate it. I have a question from us to you. Do you have one, Schweiss?
No, go for it.
Okay.
Do what you...
Where's our damn theme? Because he's not going to say the F word anymore. No, he said it like 6 times on the show.
I only heard darn.
Okay, so you've heard Caleb and Caleb talk about Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. My question from us to you is, has the Zodiac Age changed your opinion on Final Fantasy XII? if you played the original one before, or if you were afraid to play the original one for whatever reason, like you heard it was bad or whatever. Did it change your opinion of FF12? Is Zodiac Age an improvement, or is it not, in your opinion? Yeah, that's my question.
Sweet.
Did Zodiac Age change your opinion of FF12? Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this week, guys. Check us out on the old Twitter, on our website, ultimatefinalfantasy.com. All the other links, which you've heard a giant spiel of earlier today, and our other shows. We'll see you guys next time.
Enjoy the Final Fantasy Tactics verbiage grind.
Bring to light your turncoat brigade. Bring the book. Bring the book. Bring the book.
Ultima Final Fantasy is a podcast